One of the most exciting crossovers in comic book history returns in Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong, issue 5. We begin with Lois Lane working from within the Justice League Watchtower, having a little chat with her secret contact, who is none other than Mercy Graves, Lex Luthor's own right hand. They talk about how Toyman and the Dreamstone are still MIA, Superman is still very much on death's door, and Godzilla's purpose to maintain balance, which is why he finds the idea of metahumans offensive. When Supergirl joins Lois, she reveals Superman isn't dead yet. Emphasis on yet because the Man of Steel is most certainly still dying. Meanwhile, Godzilla, Tiamat, and the Kraken clash in an epic underwater battle. The Justice League most certainly have their hands full. Not only do they need to find the Titan summoning beacon, they also need to protect Atlantis while fending off the giant monsters. Godzilla strikes first, throwing Tiamat towards Atlantis. Fortunately, Green Lantern and Wonder Woman are there to stop Tiamat from destroying the fabled city. Kraken ensnares Godzilla with its monstrous tentacles, pushing Godzilla and Tiamat up against the dome shielding Atlantis, which is kind of funny since the Kraken was released for the sole purpose of protecting Aquaman's people, and now he's kind of threatening to squash him. The Flash finds the beacon, but in a true homage to Jaws, Tiamat swims up to eat him. The Flash speeds off with Tiamat in hot pursuit. At the same time, the Kraken pulls Godzilla into the abyss. It seems like Atlantis has been saved, until an atomic blast threatens to destroy it. Somewhere in the South Pacific Ocean, Green Arrow is a stowaway on board a vessel controlled by Ra's al Ghul's League of Assassins. In the previous issue, we found out the League of Assassins have acquired the skull of what many of you think is a skull crawler. I speculated whether or not it was a skull crawler. It could have been King Ghidorah's head. It's absolutely most certainly the former. It belongs to a skull crawler, it looks like it, and of course, as we'll find out later on, it can't be King Ghidorah's head. And also, we saw Kong defeat a skull crawler way back in an earlier issue. So it makes sense the League of Assassins, what with them being on Skull Island recently, must have acquired the recently slain skull crawler. Regardless, it's still awesome that Ra's al Ghul is acquiring the remains of fallen titans. I'll tell you what the supervillain is up to at the end of this video. There's this funny bit where Green Arrow is thinking about what he needs to do, only to be confronted by Ra's al Ghul's elite assassins, and he even asks them, if his thought monologue was said out loud, and the assassin bluntly responded, "No," which I thought was hilarious. Green Arrow barely escapes with his life and finds himself stranded in the ocean. Next up, we find out Batman, with considerable help from the other Justice League members, is assembling the Flash's Cosmic Treadmill. The Cosmic Treadmill is a device capable of not only traveling through time and space, but to other universes. This might be Batman's solution on how to send Godzilla and his Titan friends back home. Something else happens here. Cyborg makes mention of how Kong, being the only good Titan, might be a potential ally, which is something Batman is open to. Given how promotional material suggests Batman will pilot a giant Batmech, I think it's possible that in addition to the Cosmic Treadmill, Batman and the Justice League are building something more. So I'm calling it now. We will see the Batmech show up soon. It'd be cool if the Cosmic Treadmill is part of it too, maybe operating as the Batmech's engine. On Skull Island, Supergirl returns in search of Green Arrow. Instead, she finds Kong being worshipped by Gorilla Grodd and his army of sentient apes. Using Kryptonite, Grodd mind controls Supergirl and forces her to KO Kong. It looks like Grodd is not only sabotaging Kong's potential alliance with the Justice League via Supergirl, but setting himself up to be Kong's potential savior. Don't be surprised if when Kong comes to, we see Grodd save him from Supergirl. But if you ask me, Kong, famous for having a soft spot for blondes, will still forgive Supergirl in the end when the time is right. Back in Atlantis, Green Arrow is beginning to succumb to the immense water pressures of the ocean depths. This isn't good because Hal Jordan is single-handedly keeping Atlantis alive from bursting like a bubble. But as his concentration fails, so too does his Green Lantern ring. Suddenly, the other human Green Lanterns arrive in the nick of time. But even though Atlantis is saved, Godzilla is very much alive. Declaring victory over the Kraken, Godzilla prepares to leave until Aquaman and Wonder Woman shackle him with Nth Metal. Nth Metal is DC's equivalent to Marvel's adamantium. It's nigh unbreakable. If Godzilla breaks it, it'll be like the hardest substance he's ever broken. We'll see if he can do it, or the heroes are forced to free him because of an even greater threat. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, hint, hint. Speaking of greater threats, while the Justice League is celebrating taking Godzilla, the biggest threat, off the board, Lex Luthor is about to make everything so much worse than it already is. In his long, illustrious comic book career, the greatest criminal mastermind has wielded all manner of powerful weapons, suits, and artifacts, but never before has he felt this powerful. Mercy informs him that 4 Titans are making a beeline for him. Luthor simply responds back with, "Let them come. They need to learn who the true Alpha is." That's right. Lex Luthor, criminal mastermind, is in control of Mecha Godzilla. Oh my god. But that's not all. There's an even greater threat brewing. As the comic ends, we see Ra's al Ghul overseeing the arrival of the dead Titan we saw earlier. In a previous video, I thought Ra's al Ghul's endgame was to drop the dead Titan into the rejuvenating pools of the Lazarus Pit. However, his plan seems to be even more nefarious, as the synopsis of the final issue, number 7, reads. And I'll give you a second to stop watching if you don't want spoilers. Here we go. The synopsis for issue 7 reads, "With the help of Godzilla and Kong, can the Justice League win a battle against a reformed Mechagodzilla and a new, even more deadly hybrid Titan, a byproduct of 2 worlds, the likes of which neither universe has ever seen?" Ra's al Ghul will be reviving more than just one dead Titan. He will be resurrecting many, and they're going to combine into a single monstrous Titan hybrid. Since Luthor's Mechagodzilla is about to fight 4 Titans, something tells me Ra's will have more Titans to work with soon. Now, who are the 4 Titans who might unwittingly become part of Frankenstein's super monster? My money's on Behemoth, Scylla, Kamazotz, and Tiamat. Which is a shame, because I would like to see more from these guys. I mean, I love Behemoth, but unfortunately it looks like he's gonna, once again, just be there to get beaten up. I wish we saw more out of Tiamat. I mean, the underwater 3-way battle between Godzilla, Kraken, and Tiamat was well done. I just wish it went a little bit longer, and it would have been nice to have seen Tiamat and Kraken quarrel a bit as well. And with that, we're going to bring this video to an end. Let me know what you think of the story so far. Do you have any favorite parts? What do you think will happen next? Thanks for stopping by, Could You Viewer. I'm Tom, and I'll see you all later.